All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would love to start by giving all honor, glory, and infinite praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the sincere Akim, laboring in this truth, preaching, teaching, and believing on the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the men, women, children that believe on the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to come with a quick lesson through the spirit, but also like a little testimony. I'm gonna just jump right in. And so I recently met this little female, and I've been talking to her, and we met up like a couple nights back, and in the midst of meeting up with her, we sitting there, we chilling, and she pulled out some food and she offered me some, and it was shrimp, which is unlawful for us to eat since our dietary laws. And I was like, nah, hell nah. I was like, I don't eat that shit. And she was like, why not? I was like, because we ain't supposed to be eating that shit, because she's an Israelite. So, I'm just like, we ain't supposed to be eating that shit. I'm like, that's in the scriptures. And then she said, well, I don't believe everything that's in that book, and that's the majority of our people, they say they don't believe everything that's in that book, but they pick and choose, meaning when they say shit like that, mean they believe some of what's in the book, but not all of it. Meaning they believe on the parts that fit the wickedness that they do, but not the parts that causes them have to be opposite of the wickedness that they want to do. And so what she ended up saying to me next was, she was like, my cousin talked like that. She was like, he an Israelite. I was like, what? So his next is, like I said, it's Goody. You know what I'm saying? So she say, yeah, my cousin the Israelite. She was like, he be talking like that. He be talking all that stuff. I was like, yeah. I was like, what's his name? She told me his name. I was like, he don't go by nothing else. I'm trying to see if he had a Hebrew name. And she was like, no, I just, know his name. And I forget his name. And it's not a brother in our camp. If I was to hear the name again, I would, be able to pin it. But it's not a brother in our camp, because I'm pretty familiar with the brothers in our camp's government names. And but what she goes on to say next, like I said, she green, so she don't know what she said. She says it to me like it's empty, but it's fully loaded when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, yeah. She was like, she looked for a picture for a while. She can't find it. I was like, don't even worry about it. She was like, yeah. But like I said, my cousin, the Israelite, she was like, and he worked for the FBI. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, my cousin, the FBI agent. She was like, we real close. She was like, we share each other location and stuff. She was like, every time I check his location to see where he at the Federal Bureau building. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong. We understand that there are agents in camps. And we understand that our apostles and elders teach us that, you know what I'm saying? That there's agents amongst camp, but it's also found in the scriptures, and we're going to get the precepts. We're going to get a precept, to prove it. But understanding that, man, every brother ain't a brother, man. And, I know telling what camp he's in, but it's the fact that he's an FBI agent, you know what I'm saying, proclaiming to be an Israelite. And that's why I got this picture pulled up, because this picture was put in a chat like a year ago, out here in Cleveland. And it's like, it's so fitting, you know what I'm saying? And you even have, I forget this exact picture, you see the picture on the wall in the back. I forget the exact, I forget this exact video, but this man was talking about how he infiltrated, people of his own, fellow Israelites. And so you see you see these things, like the prophecies is jumping out the pages like never before. Like, of course you see in like all the prophecies jump out the pages, but the Lord is ramping things up. Because like I said, she green. She said it she said it like it was vain, like it meant nothing what she was saying. Like, okay, my cousin is Israelite, but he worked for the FBI. But not knowing the backdrop to this Israelite thing of ours, like our apostles say, like they don't understand, like, damn, your cousin a whole fucking agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker is working to infiltrate, worshipers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So you know how much, like I said, it's not a brother. It's not a, the name wasn't like a brother names that I was familiar with, but just to understand that these type men could be amongst us. You know what I'm saying? And that we got to be paying attention here in these latter days, and we got to understand that you can't trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's a harsh reality. But even brothers that may seem like they're brothers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention. Like, don't granted you don't judge another man's servant. You know what I'm saying? But you pay attention to brothers. You know what I'm saying? And understand, like, you it's like in the world. You can tell when a motherfucker moving funny. You know what I'm saying? Especially and then too, it raised questions with the brothers with them lone wolf spirits. Don't want to be around. Ain't never really in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Just certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Only around for certain shit, but then not around for other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just certain things, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of many things to pay attention to. But like I said, the point is you understand that, like, you understand when somebody moving fishy and ain't moving funny, but it ain't up to us to judge them because, you know, scripture talk about evil suspicion have overthrown your judgment. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be carnal with men, but you want to be spiritual. But it's something to take heed and pay attention to, especially here in these latter days. So I'm gonna get this precept real quick. This is Luke chapter 20 and verse 20, and it reads. I'm gonna start at 19. It says, "And the chief priests and the same scribes," and you read this whole full chapter for yourself to get all the meat out the bone. But I'm gonna just jump to the point. This is Luke 20 and 19. It says, "And the chief priests and the same scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him. And they feared the people, the people, for they perceived that they had spoken this parable against them. And they watched him." And who was that him? They watched Yahushua. And you know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that even when we go out here and we preach and teach this truth correctly and directly, people get cut by it. You know what I'm saying? And the number one person, the number one culprit that's getting cut by this truth is Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? And these other nations catching this well, but so is 2/3 our people. And so, being that they're getting cut by what they're doing, they're employing Jake, you know, to work against Jake. You know what I'm saying? To work to try to fight against this truth, or to build a case for when they roll on us and do certain things that they're gonna do to the men. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a video in my Rolodex. Let me get it real quick, just real quick, because of some videos that I'm gonna watch, right? So like, yeah, that's not it. It's some videos in my Rolodex. There we go. And one of the lessons is persecute. Apostle Rumlar did it. Persecution and imprisonment. Because that's what the helm for brothers that's in this truth, that's preaching and teaching, believing on the name Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yeah, we are in some exciting times and joyous times, understanding the prophets is jumping off the pages, but also sit back and take a moment to understand and reflect and consider that these things, persecution and imprisonment, is getting ready to befall us because we have the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushua, right? It says, this is Luke 20 and 20. It says, "And they watched him and sent for spies." Now let's go into it. Let's go into this word spies. It's a spy. It says, "Secretly to lie in wait and spy, one who is bribed by others to entrap a man by crafty words." And so, you know what I'm saying, and that's what you got taking place. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's documenting our every move and the things that we say and the things that but it's the beloved Adam Malcolm in Chicago, during the Wisconsin, not Slovakia, during the Midwest Council. During that council, he was like, you know, he touched on the ages briefly. He was like, shit, if you are an agent, all you sit around and watch us do is serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. Brothers break bread, brothers be brotherly. That's all you seen the men of the Lord do. Us us go over the scriptures, us be in order. You ain't seen that. You've literally seen us do nothing but literally the work of the Lord. So, but it says, let's go into the root word etymology real quick. It says, no, they ain't really nothing on that. That was pretty much the point. So it says, "And they watched," Luke 20 and 20, "and they watched him and sent for spies." It says, which should feign themselves just men. So just gonna meaning like feign themselves righteous, like they were upright men, right? And so that's how these spies are gonna be there, or these agents within these camps. They're gonna seem like they brothers. They're gonna seem like they just men. They're gonna seem like they righteous just like you. But the whole time they got a whole they're walking after a whole nother agenda. Now when you go into this word feign, it says feign themselves just men. Now when you go into this word feign, right? And we're gonna go into the word just too. But when you go into this word feign, it's like let me hunt it down. Right here. Feign, right? When you go into this word feign, it says to take up another statement in reference to what one has decided for oneself. And so that's what they do. Like, as especially as we have our camp heads and our camp leaders, you know, they set the order, they set the pace at what things move. Like our apostles and elders set the pace for Israel and certain things that we do. It says to take up another statements in reference to what one has decided for oneself. So paying attention to what we decide for ourselves, or how we gonna move and the way we gonna do things, so that when they do roll on us, they ain't behind, they not lacking. You know what I'm saying? It's like basically like that Judas spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because when Judas held the Passover with Yahushua, when he went to go betray him, he knew exactly where he would be. He knew exactly how to identify him. He said, the one that I kiss. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be the same thing here in these latter days. The scriptures talk about how there's no new thing under the sun. And so as we sit back and watch these prophecies unfold, we got to understand that there are men amongst us that are working against us and they're not for us. So it says, to reply answer, to make answer, speak on the stage. This is the point right here. It says to impersonate anyone. So they're impersonating that they're men of the Lord. They're impersonating. They got the beards. They got the rough look, the way we look. You know what I'm saying? They learn the precepts. You know what I'm saying? They sit amongst us and do the things that we do because so they can hide, so they can blend in and hide in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, brothers know when something's off with a man. You know what I'm saying? You know when a brother's spirit ain't right or certain things is going on. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize, the scripture says, with 2 or 3 are gathered, there the Lord is in the midst. So the Lord with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the Lord is with us, who can be against us? You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that too, what you got to realize too, you got to think about the story in the book of Acts where the prison guard had, I think it was Peter, or Paul, I forget, just merely paraphrasing. But he was getting ready to kill himself, and I think it was Paul that cried out to him, that told him not to. But you got this truth going, you know what I'm saying, sitting amongst the men of the Lord. This it's a spiritual thing. So it comes with a heavy vibration, knowing that Yahushua is in the midst when we're gathered together like that. And for you, it genuinely and truly flip one of those people. You feel what I'm saying? Flip an agent, and he become a believer, or just certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is going to do miraculous things here in these latter days. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the things he's getting ready to do through his men. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to make that. Even then, that's going to make a lot of other people believe. People that ain't in the fold, that ain't agents. People that scoff and do all these other things. You know what I'm saying? So we got to consider that too. But the point is that you literally have pretenders and imposters amongst us. It says, to impersonate anyone, play a part. To simulate, feign, pretend. So they pretenders, they actors. You know what I'm saying? They act like they one of us, but they ain't one of us. They not like us. You know what I'm saying? So it says, feign themselves just men. Now let's go into this word just real quick. Just men. It says, righteous, observing divine laws, in a wide sense, upright, righteous, virtuous, keeping the commands of the Most High. And so that's how, and I can read the rest of it, but you get the point. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they feign themselves to be. They feign themselves to be men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But really, they are imposters working against the true worshipers of the men of the Lord. So, right, it says that they might take hold of his words. And that's what they're doing. They're taking hold of our words. They're taking account for the things that we say. It says that so they might deliver him into the power and authority of the governor. And that's what they seek to do here in these latter days. They're going to try to deliver us into the higher ups, and which are ultimately the elites. You know what I'm saying? Because they're marking our words. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Like I said, they're being cut by these words. They understand the things that we speak and the things we preach and the things we teach are now coming to pass. And ultimately, it's because we're committing treason. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking out against the kingdom that we're being held captive to, so to speak. And so in doing so, they're getting ready to roll on us because we're not with the agenda that they're pushing. But we're contrary to the agenda that they're pushing because we're pushing the agenda. We're pushing Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the testimony of a Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And so they're offended at these things, and so they want to do something about it. It's just like Wicked Haman, who wanted to come up against the Israelites back then in that time. You know what I'm saying? And he signed forth and he wanted to pass like he sent out a what you would call it, like basically a hit. Let's just call it that. He sent out a hit that would go in effect in a year to kill all the Israelites in that land. Why? Because they were contrary to the agenda that he was trying to set forth. And so that's the point on that. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to read this verse again. This is Luke 20:20. It says, and they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men, that they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor. And like I said, that's exactly what they seek to do here unto us in these latter days. Right? So going from here, this is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And I'm going to read this verse in Salakia. No, not Ezekiel 9 and 4. This is Ezekiel, it's a precept. Salakia, this is a precept I'm looking for. Salakia, give me 1 second, bear with me. Jeremiah 9 and 4, that's it. This is Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 4. I'm going to read this verse in the NLT. Well, I read it in the KJV, then I read it in the NLT. It says, take ye heed, everyone his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. It says, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. So, you know what I'm saying? And when you read it in the NLT, it says, beware of your neighbor. Don't even trust your brother, for a brother takes advantage of brother, and friend slanders friends. And so you got to understand, you can't trust in every brother. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust in every neighbor. It says, because it's the scriptures. No matter how touchy, you know, the situation is in dealing with brothers, it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? It says, beware of your neighbor. There it is. It's beware of your neighbor. You got to, because every brother ain't a brother. It says, don't even trust your brother, for a brother takes advantage of brother, and friend slanders friends. And that's what they're doing. They're ultimately slandering us, these agents that may be amongst the camps, or that are amongst camps, and not maybe, they are amongst camps, slandering the men of the Lord. When we do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in all righteous truth and sincerity. This verse 5, it says, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. Because they ain't speaking the truth. If they're saying that we're doing anything outside of what we're doing, then there's no truth in that. You know what I'm saying? It says they have taught their tongue to speak lies. There it is. They'll talk their what doing the spirits that's on them to do the shit that they doing. Talk their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Because guess what? You got to realize that's one hell of a job to constantly come around the men of the Lord, to try to deceive the men of the Lord, to try to learn the ways of the men of the Lord, to try to act like us when you're not like us, and then to still try to do the work for the white man. It says they weary them. Watch this, verse 5. It says in verse 5 in the NLT, Jeremiah 9 and 5, it says they all fool and defraud each other. No one tells the truth with practiced tongues. They tell lies. They wear themselves out with all their sinning. And these motherfuckers got to be worn out by doing the by doing such a wicked act. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a great judgment for that. You know what I'm saying? It was a certain something Yahweh Shai, he said basically it had been better that the man that portrayed Yahweh Shai had not been born. It was better for Judas that he hadn't been born. So how much more here in these latter days, you know what I'm saying, knowing that the prophets are back, serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and all righteous truth and sincerity, and you're gonna betray him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Some of us gonna get trapped up by these motherfuckers. Some of us are gonna be deceived, but it's ultimately because that's the way the Lord has it written. But ultimately for these motherfuckers to receive a judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because somewhere in somebody's camp, this motherfucker acting like a brother, and they believe that he a brother, and he not a brother. He ain't for the cause at all. And like I said, I don't believe this man is on our camp. You know what I'm saying? I strongly and firmly believe on that. Like I said, it was just the fact that that's what she said her cousin was, and to know that somewhere he's amongst men that are trying to serve. And you know what I'm saying? You know how it is with these offshoot camps and shit too. That ain't GMS. You know what I'm saying? And you like the Elder Apostle Ricard said, you do believe that elect members amongst some of these other camps, but the point is that you have agents amongst these camps that are working against whatever agenda it is that they're pushing, and not the one that they're pushing, but trying to bring them down or trying to mark their words. You know what I'm saying? So going from here though, I wanted to go to get a couple more real quick and I'll close. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 36. It says, matter of fact, I'm going to read, I start at 34. This is Matthew 10 and 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And what it says, and a man's foe shall be they of his own household. And what's that? We are the household of faith. Yeah, we got our own physical homes. You know what I'm saying? But we're part of the household of faith first. The household of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? The tabernacles of David. You know what I'm saying? So it says a man's foe shall be of they of his own household. So we got to understand, some of our enemies, we look at we look them in their eyes week to week. Some of our enemies, some of our foes, we see them week in and week out. Some of them are right alongside us. This is just the truth. This is just the reality. Like I said, I'm speaking to her and she said, yeah, my cousin is Israelite. She was like, yeah, and my cousin the FBI agent. Like I said, she green. She don't know what's going on. So to her, it was vain it was empty to what she said. She thinking it's just falling on deaf ears. Like it didn't, she said it like it meant nothing. But when it meant so much, because these are the things that are in the scriptures, and these are the things that our apostles and elders have been teaching for 30 plus years. So it says, and a man's foe shall be there of his own household. So we got to realize that our enemies are amongst us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we understand our enemy is Esau, Edom, but our enemy in Esau, Edom have what? He's also taken some of our people and what? He's weaponizing them against us here in these latter days. Like I said, just going back to the picture. When you go back to Salakia, well, you know, you got the picture in the picture, you know what I'm saying? Stay out my phone real quick. But, you know, as you go into as you look into that picture, you look at that picture, like I said, there's an FBI agent, Edomite FBI agent giving what? Garment to a Israelite man with a beard, with the garment. What he gonna do? He's sending them what? Amongst the Israelites. Go to camp. You know what I'm saying? Go watch them. You know what I'm saying? So these men are amongst us. I'm going to read this precept again. This is Matthew chapter 10 verse 36. It says, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. And you got to understand these things, the prophecies jumping out the pages, but these things right here, this is also prophecy. And then like, it's just like the, if brothers haven't got a chance to, it's the elder brother Mataz. He did a video about how we were on the sit with this I forget what it called them, but the galactic something, like basically like the galactic mystery solvers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the galactic mystery solvers. And what it break down to, galactic mystery solvers, GMS. You know what I'm saying? So believe that if there's FBI agents amongst these other camps, there are definitely FBI agents or agents amongst the nation of Israel, amongst the true leaders of Israel, beginning with our apostles and elders and the men on down. So amongst other great millstone camps. So you got to understand, man, this thing is deadly serious. It's deadly for real. But the ones that are worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushua and all righteous truth and sincerity continue to do so because the Lord got us. You know what I'm saying? None of the shit that they do is going to matter. The scripture says if this thing was a man, it would come to naught. This thing is not a man, but this thing is a Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And as we see here in these latter days, the things we've been prophesying, the things we've been preaching and teaching, beginning with our apostles and elders and the men on down, these things are beginning to come to pass. They're becoming more and more manifest. And so guess what? Soon come, the Lord gonna make a move on this place. And when he make a move on this place, he gonna make a move on the ones that he gonna make a move on the ones he'll make a move on the ones that trouble us. The scriptures say what sin then is a righteous thing with the Lord to recompense them that trouble thee. So if they think they getting off or you think you getting over by goddamn spying on the men of the Lord or trying to portray the men of the Lord, understand there's a judgment laid up for the ones that do so. So I just wanted to, share this quick testimony and go into these couple of precepts. Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to end giving all honor, glory, and infinite praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the sincere Akim, laboring in this truth, preaching and teaching, believing on the name Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And peace, blessings, salutation to the men, women, children that believe on the name Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Until the next time, I say Kwam Yashala, Shalom.